Now, again, got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Was not subject to the parliament. Liberals wanted to end this state of affairs. They worked towards demanding a constitution during the Revolution of 1905.
Bloody Sunday.
Now, most important thing in your course for Russian Revolution is known as Bloody Sunday. Let's understand what is Bloody Sunday.
Prices of essential goods rose so quickly by 1904 that the real wages declined by 20%. During this time, 4 members of the Putilov Iron Works were dismissed. Action was called for. Over 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike demanding a reduction in working hours and increase in wages. This procession was attacked by the police and Cossacks.
Okay, what happened exactly? This because 1905 and 1904 was the starting of revolution, and people like liberals started raising their voice, and they rose the voice. They demanded a different constitution, and they said that whatever the Tsar is doing is not good. There should be. So there is a incident which took place which is known as a Bloody Sunday. The background of that is that during 905 the essential goods price rose, okay, high, like right now it is happening because of the COVID-19. It is happening, the price are rising, and people are not having work. Okay, they have to purchase the things in larger amount of money, and government is levying much taxes because of the crisis. Saudi Arabia government announced that it would be levying 25% excise duty, and it would be increasing value added tax from 5% to 15%. And on the other hand, people are losing their jobs. There is a recession period. The oil is down. Even the oil is, the price of the oil is in minus. So Saudi government is in much crisis, like other governments in the world are in crisis. No matter it is the Indian government or American government or German government or French government or whatever, everyone is in recession nowadays. In same way, at that time, the essential goods are those goods which are needed for daily purpose, like milk, like bread. Okay, so this was the price of that thing was rising and rising. And on the other hand, what was happening, there was decline in the wages. So two aspects, one thing was the price rising, and the second thing was the declining of the salary, the declining of the wages. So both were having a type of a hatred among the masses, among the common people, among the general people, particularly agriculturists, particularly the peasants, and those who are workers, particularly the second class. So this rose a discontentment among the masses, and they were, you can say, they rose voice. Okay, and what was the result? This, they were dismissed. Over 110,000 workers were moved away. Okay, in St. Petersburg they moved, and they called for the strike. What they were demanding? They were demanding that we are working for more hours. The working hours should be reduced. Okay, it should be reduced, and our wages should be increased. So this procession, this agitation, this demand was brutally killed by the police, brutally stopped by the police and Cossacks and other people who were in the government, right? So this was this you can say converted into the bloodshed, and that is known as Bloody Sunday. Understood?
Working hours and
Yes,
increase
sir.
in wages.
Anything you want to ask about that, what you have listened?
No, sir.
This procession was attacked by the police and Cossacks.
The First World War and the Russian Empire.
In Russia, the war was initially very popular, but later the support grew thin. Anti-German sentiments ran high. Russian armies lost badly in Germany and Austria. There were 7 million casualties and 3 million refugees in Russia. The war also affected the industry. There was labor shortage, railway lines were shut down and small workshops were closed down. There was shortage of grain and hence of
Okay, so this was one more tragic thing side by side going on. It was the rising of Russian Revolution, but the war also started. In Russia, the war was initially popular, but later on, okay, its support grew thinner and thinner. Russia became weaker and weaker. It was against German, and Russian armies lost battle with Germany and Austria because lack of money was there. Most of the money was spent in the war. 7 million people died, and 3 million people had to move away from Russia to another countries in order to seek refuge. The war has affected everything. Then whenever there is a war, there is shutdown of everything. Industries shut down. Okay, small industries, big industries, everything was shut down. There was a shortage of everything. Labor was short, railways was shut down, workshops were closed, and most importantly, the people survival was impossible because the grains shortage was there and the bread shortage was there. So side by side Russian Revolution and side by side the World War First bring disaster to Russia. It was just, you can say, pathetic condition at that time. Any question?
Sir, one doubt. Sir, what does anti-German sentiments ran high means?
Anti-German sentiments ran high means the voices against German, because Germans were considered brutal, okay, under the Hitler and under other people. Their thinking was that they will govern the whole world, but rest of the world, which was against, they were having anti-German sentiment. In short, we can say thinking bad about German is known as anti-German sentiment.
Okay, sir.
Likewise, right now there is anti-China sentiment. Why? Because most of the world has believed that from Wuhan this virus has emerged. So in most of the countries of this world, anti China sentiment
China
is giving
sentiment.
rise. Okay, this might give rise to a war because America is again and again giving the warning. At that time also, anti-German you can say sentiment was high. Any question, both
No,
of you?
sir. No,
No,
sir.
sir.